Good evening. Jack Shadow here, Lord of the Dark Domain. It's time once again when I leave the high halls of Castle Shadow to descend into the cold, dripping cellars far below. Down into the crypts. Do you like ghost stories? Urban legends? Spine-tingling scary stories? Yes? Then join me tonight as I present another one of my cryptic tales. Gather close, if you dare. Now let's conjure up another chiller from the Book of Shadows, shall we? Tonight, a story about a man who thought the past was just another obstacle. Something you could tear down, clear out, and replace with something more profitable. He erased a place that once held stories, memories, and a kind of quiet order. And for a while it seemed like nothing was lost. But some places don't forget what they were, and some accounts don't stay closed just because the building is gone. Now turn the lights down low and pull that blanket up around you tight. Feel the weight of something overdue, something that's finally ready to be collected. This story is called The Librarian Who Never Checked Out. And tonight, it's due.
The Webster Library on Maple Street had stood since 1905, a gift from Andrew Webster himself, built with love and brick and the promise that knowledge should be free. It served the city for over a century. Story hours for children, research desks for students, quiet corners for the lonely. Its last librarian was Miss Evelyn Hart, 68, silver-haired, soft-spoken, fiercely protective of every volume. 5 years ago, the city sold the building to developer Preston Hale. Preston was 44, sharp-suited, sharper-tongued. He saw prime downtown real estate and a chance to build 32 luxury condos with rooftop pools and skyline views. The library was an eyesore. The books were clutter. He obtained the permits in a record time. Quiet deals, quiet donations, quiet threats. Demolition began on a Tuesday. Evelyn refused to leave. She chained herself to the circulation desk. Security dragged her out. She fought. A guard's baton struck her temple. She fell. She never woke up. The coroner ruled it accidental death due to cardiac event during restraint. Preston called it unfortunate. The library was razed in 3 days. The condos rose fast, glass and steel, sleek and soulless. The first tenants moved in 6 months later. Young professionals, tech couples, retirees with money to burn. The trouble began on move-in day. A young couple on the 14th floor, Unit 1407, found an old library book on their kitchen counter, The Collected Stories of Edgar Allan Poe. Neither had brought it. They laughed. Previous owner's junk. They left it on the shelf. The next morning, another book appeared. Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. Then The Haunting of Hill House. Then Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Every morning, a new book. Classic literature, first editions, all stamped. Property of Webster Library, Maple Street Branch. None of the tenants had checked them out. None remembered reading them. But every night at midnight, the books opened themselves, pages turning slowly, deliberately, as if someone were reading aloud in a voice no one could hear. Tenants started acting strange. A tech executive on the 22nd floor began reciting passages from The Picture of Dorian Gray during meetings, word for word, unprompted. A retired couple on the 8th floor argued constantly about plot points from Jane Eyre, books they had never read. Then the disappearances began. First, the tech executive vanished from his condo overnight. His apartment was pristine, coffee half drunk, only one thing out of place, an open copy of The Turn of the Screw on the nightstand, bookmarked at the page where the governess sees the ghost. Next, the retired couple. both gone. Their unit smelled faintly of old paper and dust. A stack of library books sat neatly on the coffee table. All returned to their proper places on invisible shelves. One by one, the tenants vanished, always at night, always leaving behind open books, always with pages turned to scenes of ghosts, hauntings, retribution. The building emptied. Preston Hale arrived one evening to inspect the vacancy issue. He walked the halls, confident, annoyed, already planning to blame faulty construction. He reached Unit 1407, the first condo to report the books. The door was ajar. He stepped inside. The living room was immaculate. Except for one detail. Every surface, floor, walls, ceiling, was covered in open books, hundreds of them, thousands, all from the old library, all open to pages about justice, revenge, unfinished stories. In the center of the room stood Evelyn Hart. She looked exactly as she had the day she died. Silver hair pinned neatly, cardigan buttoned. But her eyes were black, not pupils, just endless black. She smiled, gentle, patient. "You demolished my library, Mr. Hale," she said. "So I've moved it here." Preston backed away. His heel crunched on a book spine. The books began to turn their pages all at once, a soft, whispering rustle that filled the room. Evelyn stepped forward. "You never checked anything out," she continued. "So now you'll never check out." Preston tried to run. The door slammed shut, pages fluttering like trapped birds. His face on fire from hundreds of paper cuts, he pounded on the door. No sound escaped. Evelyn raised one hand. The books lifted, floating, circling him, spines cracking open, words glowing faintly. She spoke again, calm, final. "Overdue fines must be paid." The books closed in. Preston screamed once, cut off as the pages wrapped around him, tighter, tighter, binding him in story after story. When the noise stopped, the condo was silent. The door opened on its own. No body, no trace. Just one last book on the floor, open to a blank page. A single line typed itself in faded black ink. Preston Hale, overdue. Returned to sender. The condos remain. The building has been renamed the Webster Residences. New tenants move in every month. Every morning they find a book on their nightstand. One they never bought, one they never read. And every night at midnight, the pages turn on their own, waiting for the next overdue account to be settled.
And so the library never truly closes. You can tear down the walls, replace the shelves with glass and steel, pretend the story ended when the doors came down. But some records don't get erased. They wait. They tally. And when the balance comes due, something is always there to collect. So if you ever find a book in your home you don't remember bringing in, or hear a page turn when no one else is there, don't open it. Instead, ask yourself one question. What do you owe? And more importantly, who's coming to collect? Have you ever had something turn up that you know you never brought home? Tell me about it in the comments. Subscribe if these scary stories chill your blood. I'll have more cryptic tales coming soon, so be sure to turn on the notifications. I hope you enjoyed tonight's story. Join me next time for more frightening fun as I present another of Jack Shadow's cryptic tales. Until we meet again, I bid you adieu, my children of the night.